Yes, I'm naked again, don't question it. It's like 40 degrees up in here, Celsius. Let's talk about anger. This book is called When the Body Says No by Dr. Gabor Mate. And it's the cost of hidden stress. It's about chronic illness. Anger is a boundary emotion. This is how he describes it. In one of his talks, he literally comes and walks up to one of the participants and gets in their personal space, right? And starts bothering them. Literally starts bothering them. And he asks, how are you feeling? And usually the people are like, I don't know, a little uncomfortable. And then he gets closer up into their personal space. How are you feeling now? And they're like, a little uncomfortable. And he said, what if I did the rest of the talk from this distance? He's basically trying to get them to the point of feeling angry about crossing their personal space boundaries. And eventually he gets so annoying that the person does get angry. They have the urge to push him away. This is his way of explaining what anger's role is actually designed for. Anger is what we feel when something has already crossed a boundary, a personal boundary. It doesn't have to be a physical boundary like he was, demonstrating in his talks. It can be an emotional boundary. But anger is basically the signaling from your body, from your mind, that something has already crossed a personal threshold of acceptable. And the healthy ego is what conjures up the emotion of anger to push that away. Guess who doesn't get angry? Like, I had a really hard time getting angry most of my life. I would just go straight into sadness, powerlessness. People who don't have a healthy sense of self-worth or personal boundaries. Those are the people that can't get angry. Because if you don't have like a sense of self, what are you defending? You have nothing to defend. Everyone can just walk all over you and you let them, because that's probably what you were taught to do in childhood. In this book, he actually goes into studies and relations between people, especially women, with chronic health conditions. The relation in between that stress and an inability to express healthy anger. And it is crazy. Like, he lines up the science and he literally says in the book, like, women who are considered like really nice and really quiet, agreeable, are usually the ones that get these chronic health conditions. And the women who are considered bitches actually live longer, healthier lives. So I'm not making this shit up. Like, get this book and read it. I'm 100% being serious. This is in the book. Don't come at me, I'm just the messenger. We are taught from day one, be nice, be agreeable, be sweet. Be sweet, be a sweet girl, sweet little girl. And anger is not allowed. And with that comes that loss of sense of self and your ability to defend the self. My favorite tarot reader, my spiritual guide, the Grey Strega, follow her on YouTube and TikTok, I love her. She talks about a healthy ego as when the inside matches the outside. She says you can't get rid of the ego. The ego is there to protect you. But when an ego is healthy, it's just more of what's on the inside. It's just like on the outside and a little bit more protected and a little bit more like it can get angry, That's what a boundary essentially is. Whoa, this is not good for me. Stop. Like, it's an incoming violation, right? Whether it's like emotional or physical. Literally, the job of healthy anger is to stop that incoming violation. So my dad growing up was a very angry person. He was an alcoholic and he was abusive. So in my head, anger was something I wanted to stay far, far away from, because I recognized that anger hurt people. He would always hurt the people closest to him, and I never wanted to be like that. So anger was something that I decided to stay far, far away from. Like, I would rather get trampled than get angry. But that's the unhealthy side of anger. He was using it to harm people with zero empathy. But healthy anger is just a recognition that a boundary has been crossed. And you can stop that without screaming, without yelling, without doing physical harm. You can literally recognize anger as an emotion which indicates that a boundary has been crossed, and just express that. Like as calmly as I'm talking right now. You can literally just say, hey, I'm feeling angry right now, so I'm going to step away from this conversation because clearly a boundary has been crossed. And if they don't stop, then you just say, okay, bye. Like just end it. Just end the interaction. You have a right to end an interaction that is not good for you, that is triggering anger within you because clearly a boundary has been crossed. You don't need to, in that moment, do a whole set of mental gymnastics about why it makes you angry and what is it about this that triggers anger in me, blah, blah, blah. Unnecessary. In that moment, a boundary has been crossed. The ego recognizes it. We respect the ego. It's self-protection. We don't need to harm anyone in the process. That's the thing I had to learn, is like anger doesn't have to equate doing harm. But I also get to have boundaries. And the problem with like growing up with an abusive parent is you cannot get angry because it would put you at risk of getting hurt, like dangerously, seriously hurt. Because if you get angry, it'll trigger their ego and they'll be a monster. They'll become a monster and you're trying to preserve, you're trying to stay alive. So you cannot get angry. And when you grow up like that and you literally like train your brain to avoid anger, to get back to a healthy sense of self, to a healthy ego that's allowed to protect itself, it actually takes conscious effort. It actually takes conscious choice of like, I know I don't feel safe right now, but I have a right to express this anger in a healthy way, like in a kind, respectful way, but also in a way that protects me. That was a huge thing for me to learn. And it took me 30 years of being on this earth to get to that point. So I'm just telling you, like, have grace with yourself if you have a hard time getting angry. But also remember that bitches live longer. So you have a right. You 100% have a right to have a sense of self and to be able to defend it. It doesn't matter why. After the interaction's over, you can sit down in your room and figure out why that made me angry. But within that moment, it doesn't actually matter why. It just matters that you get to say no. And no is a complete sentence. And if somebody doesn't respect your no or tries to bulldoze over that boundary, we out. That person is not a safe person to be in your life. Because any human who cares about you, who is a safe, kind, respectful human, will respect a no. Will respect when you wish to end an interaction. So if somebody really does not allow you to have boundaries, then you need to have even greater boundaries with that person, which means physical distance, physical space, and emotional distance, emotional space. Like, get out of my life and don't come near me, because clearly I can't have a healthy interaction with a person who doesn't respect no. It's like they're raping your aura. No, that's not allowed. This is genuinely the difference between real narcissism and just having a sense of self. Narcissists, they don't care if you say no. They don't care if you are getting hurt in the interaction. They are going to want to tell you what they want to tell you, and that's it. Like, no matter what wave you're riding in that moment, if somebody tells you, no, stop, you're hurting me, this is crossing a boundary, a person with empathy will stop. A kind person will stop. Because they do not mean to do harm. Like, somebody can have a sense of self-worth and confidence and just a healthy sense of self and a level of assertion that might look like narcissism. But the moment you tell them no, they will stop. Because they respect you. Because they care about you. A narcissist can't care about you. Because they don't have empathy. Like, they don't care if they hurt you. So if you have a person in your life who literally doesn't care if they hurt you, you don't need that person in your life. Nothing is worth losing your health, because the stress, literally this book talks about it, the stress of these kinds of interactions over a prolonged period of time causes illness in the body 100% of the time. This book is really amazing because it talks about, like, it's called the biopsychosocial model of medicine, basically counting in everything, your biology, your psychology, and your like social environment, and how it all affects the health of your body. And nothing is more important than the health of your body. Nothing's more important than the health of your psyche, because once you get sick, once you're in pain, once you're in chronic pain, you're the only one that's going to be suffering. And those people around you that were causing you all of this stress, that were, you know, making you lose your sense of self, all those people, meh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry you're suffering. I hope you get better. Nobody's going to save you at that point. So it's best to save yourself from unhealthy interactions and unhealthy people before your body says no. This is literally called When the Body Says No. Really good book. Check it out if this sparked your interest. Really, really good book. Like, understanding these things about the human body and about the health of the body and how everything is all super connected. Even your childhood trauma. He talks about childhood trauma, by the way, but in the context of how it prevents healthy anger, and that's what causes illness. He even compares a healthy immune system to healthy anger, because what's the job of the healthy immune system? It is to keep out what's bad for you and to let in what's good for you. What's the job of the ego? The same thing. What's the job of healthy anger? The same thing. You don't get angry when somebody is giving you something that's good for you. What's good for you feels good. Anger doesn't feel good. Anger feels bad. Anger is a negative emotion. But it happens when something is coming in that's bad for you. It's literally the immune system of the emotional body. And growing up with a narcissist destroys that immune system. So we got to build it back up. We need some immune support over here. Like, we need a sense of self-worth. We need a sense of self after that. Like, we need a healthy dose of confidence, a healthy dose of, I have a right to feel whatever I'm feeling. I don't need to question it. I just need to respect it and act accordingly. And if what I'm feeling is anger, and you don't respect a no, I am not going to let you in my life anymore, because it causes stress and illness for my body. So that's what I've learned about anger throughout my life. I'm sure that there's more I'm going to learn, but that's like a really good starting point, I think, for anyone who has been through this kind of a childhood that I'm talking about, and who might identify with being a people pleaser or a doormat. It takes conscious practice to regain that sense of, like, I'm allowed to feel angry, and I'm allowed to remove myself from a situation that's not good for me. Think of it as your immune system. Only when it's wielded by somebody who wishes to do harm is it harmful, because you can 100% feel anger and not do anybody harm. Easy. You don't even have to scream. So don't be afraid of anger. It's a good thing. It's a healthy response. We all need it. And we all need boundaries with people who are trampling them. And the last thing I want to mention from this book, he talks about when you're children, you will always choose the connection relationship over your own sense of well-being, because we're wired for connection and survival. Because if you're not connected and loved by your parents, you will die as an infant. Like, it's biologically destined. And when you're an adult, that pattern continues unconsciously. He talks about this. So you continue to choose connections over your well-being. But in adulthood, that's what causes the issues. Like, you can put yourself before the connections, and that's actually going to be better for you in the long run. But we have a tendency to put the connections first anyway and trample our own boundaries in the process. So that's another like pattern I've had to learn my way out of, because I don't want to get sick, you know. My health comes first, I come first. And if the connection relationship is literally harming me in some way and not good for me, then I get rid of the connection before I abandon myself. That's the role of the healthy ego. And as hard as it is to put yourself first, as scary as that feels, like in the long run, do you really want people in your circle that continuously harm you? Or do you want to make space for people who are actually going to add to your well-being and your health and your sense of self and your healthy ego, like your healthy sense of self? Yeah, so that's my spiel. Check out this book. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.